Caolan Loughran versus Jake Hadley. I am still not completely out on Jake Hadley. I think he still has a little bit left to give. I think his heart's still in it, but the problem is I just don't know if that's going to be enough going against Loughran. Loughran, I don't think he's a world beater. He does have poor footwork. I think he leaves himself open down the middle. Not great strike defense, but he is powerful and he is grindy. And Hadley's going to be fighting up. So he's about 10 pounds he's going to be giving up. Once he gets there and weighs in, it probably won't be about that. But he usually fights at 125 and be fighting at 135 for this fight. Hadley has good forward pressure with kicks. He's strike heavy. He'll mix and takedowns to get that rear naked choke. But I just don't know with that size disadvantage. And Hadley, he's had a really tough go of it lately. I just don't think he has enough to beat Loughran. And at minus 205 is right there on that line where I think I'll still take money line and just get paid out half of what I put in just to be safe, because this could, with Hadley's heart, it could go to decision. I could see Loughran getting the KO, TKO. Don't really see him get, if anybody's going to sub, I think it'd be Hadley, but I'm going to go with Loughran on the money line. He's getting 82% of the bets, 94% of the money, so we see a lot of sharp money coming in on Loughran as well. Bobby, what do you think?
Caolan Loughran is very interesting in 135. That division's a shark tank right now. So he's riding some momentum off that Angel Pacheco fight. I actually picked against him in that Pacheco fight. I thought Pacheco was going to be able to pretty much just dismantle Loughran, and it was the exact opposite of that. And yeah, I don't necessarily disagree that I'm not sure if he's a world beater right now, but I was left with very good impressions of Loughran after that fight. As you've already mentioned, he's massive, and he's going to be even bigger going up against the flyweight, who's coming up to bantamweight and on short notice, might I add. So, yeah, usually when fighters are moving up in weight class on short notice, that's not really good for them. Instantly think Conor McGregor versus Nate Diaz in the first fight. Moving up on short notice, not good for the smaller guy, who at the time was Conor McGregor. Don't think it's going to be good for Jake Hadley. Jake Hadley's most surefire path to victory is going to be through the grappling, as you mentioned. Even there, I think this is going to be enough of a size advantage for Loughran with just how massive he is, even for 135, let alone a flyweight who's probably just not cutting weight right now type thing. I think that size advantage is definitely going to play a role in this, even with the grappling. And I think if Hadley tries to grapple, Loughran's it's kind of hard because we haven't gotten to see much of it at the UFC level, but in his early days, I was very impressed by Loughran's easy transitions from passing guard, easy transitions to full mount, flattening the guy out, securing the rear naked choke, things like that. Just very fluid, very smooth transitions to just pass guard, get full mount, flatten an opponent out, get a choke, get a ground and pound finish, that type of thing. Really good to see from Loughran, even though it hasn't been much of a factor in the UFC. But I mean, because of short notice, because he is big, because he is powerful, and because he does have the decided striking advantage, I'm going Loughran on this all the way. And I'm actually going to say that I think he does get the KO TKO because, Hadley does have heart. And I'm a Hadley guy. It pains me to say this as a Hadley guy and a truther for a long time now. But unfortunately, I think we see Hadley get his third loss in a row right now. Loughran's just going to pick him apart on the feet, and he does have a lot of heart, and he's not going to quit. But I think Loughran's just going to make it to where he has no choice but to get separated from consciousness. He's going to do bad things to Hadley. Hadley, for as bad as his striking defense is, Loughran's and everything, Hadley's not going to be the guy to take advantage of that. Hadley's not going to be the guy who's going to want to stand with Loughran. I see him in a situation where he gets kind of panicked because he's getting pieced up on the feet, because Loughran is actually pretty surgical in addition to the power that he has. His leg kicks against Pacheco, I think he even did body kicks, not to mention just how smooth his hands are. This is just Loughran all the way for me, and I just think Hadley's going to get panicked. He's going to shoot. He's going to end up on bottom, and he's probably going to get ground and pound finish. Loughran is. So I'm going to say KO TKO to take the edge off the money line, and for haymaker, depending on how the rest of this card goes out, I might be coming back to this fight.
better start listening to the Better in Green podcast. You will not regret it. Trust me, trust me, trust me. And hey, I'm Dean Blandino.
Welcome, welcome, welcome to Better in Green, eh? To Better in Green, eh? To Better in Green, eh? Listen in and cash out. That's what it's all about. Come on, let's make cash now. We always on spot and we cover old spot from the bottom to the top. Hey, shout out to Ethan, shout out to Wyatt, shout out to Ben. Welcome, welcome to our podcast. Better in Green.